Christmas is a busy time for all fruit and veggie growers in New Zealand, and it's no different inside the gates of Auckland Prison at Paremoremo. Boxes filled with fresh veggies, all grown inside the prison gates, are being donated to the Salvation Army for families doing it tough. The produce is harvested under the watchful eye of Corrections horticulture instructor Don Galanders.
We've got cucumber, tomato, I could go on. But last year's crop of kurma, 4 tonnes of kurma, it will exceed that this year. Just talking to the leading hand, this year we'll probably exceed 6.5 tonnes of produce out of the garden. Most of it goes to Salvation Army. We're hoping to go to the Auckland City Mission in the near future. We've got one stakeholder, the South Kaipara Men's Trust, which comes in now and again for it. So it all goes to needy families.
Mr. Galanders says working in the garden is having a real and positive impact on the men inside. And as an added bonus, they get credits and qualifications for it all.
So in the last calendar year we've done 22 primary industry skills level 2 certificates, and that equates to 10,000 hours of practical and theory work. So they take a certificate away with them. So you know, they can. They're very employable if they can go to an employer, so they can learn, and they have been doing this sort of stuff. So they've got some qualifications to take away with them.
This season, more than 5 tonnes of vegetables has been donated by the prison to various charities. Next season, the men are hoping to far surpass that, aiming to provide at least 6.5 tonnes, hopefully 7. One inmate, who we'll call Max, says he's grateful for the opportunity to help others.
It's one of those things, being in prison, that you don't really get the opportunity to do. In most of the other units I've ever been in, we don't get a chance to start giving back or to try and do something good. So this has been a big thing for the men.
He says the garden's also a good place for the men to sit and reflect. Much of this is done after psychologist sessions, where inmates address their offending and the harm it's caused.
They go through some pretty intense things. So they get to come out, they can sort of relax out in the gardens, or they can be alone, or they can have some company, things like this.
Once harvested, the veggies are picked up by Judith Newton from the Salvation Army and taken to a hall where they're distributed to families in need. She estimates about 40 families a week stop by to pick up the veggies grown here, which shows how valued they are.
We have a lot to do with homeless and the people who haven't got much money and are quite poor, and to have these wonderful vegetables is a huge boost to us being able to give people this wonderful food, but also it encourages the people who we serve to perhaps even start their own gardens, as we know a couple of people have done. So it's encouragement to people. Yeah.
And I mean, what's their reaction when they get food like this? How meaningful is it to them?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. And they can't, you know, when we get new people in and they ask where it's come from, and we say it's been grown out at the prison, they're just absolutely overawed by the whole thing, that the prison can help them and help us. So it's a good vibe.
And while Christmas might normally be about chilling out, the inmates at this unit say there's still lots more veggies to grow and people to feed. For First Up, Katie Doyle.